Hey there, YouTube. It's Petey, and we got mailbag. So we've got just two packages today, and it looks like we got a delivery from PCB, pedal PCB. So there is a full tone fat boost. This is a 4-knob clean boost pedal. Volume, gain, treble, and bass. And the other PCB is for a Catlin bred Naga Viper. Now, the Catlin bred Naga Viper is a modernized version of a Rangemaster. Now, I built two Rangemasters recently. I built a silicon and a germanium, and I'm playing through the germanium Rangemaster right now, although I modified it. The stock capacitor is like a little itty bit I put a massive capacitor in it. Both of these caps they're on a switch. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take that stock capacitor out of there and put an even bigger capacitor. They're on a potentiometer. That's what it is. You can like pan between the two capacitors, and the effect of it is it gives you more mid-range and low end in the signal. The treble boosted aspect stays the same. It just gives you more low end. And quite honestly, this I fell in love with this idea of just running like a clean boost in front of the amp. It's digital modeling, but yeah. So it's in between. It's in the effects loop of the multi-effector. This is kind of complicated. There's a send and receive model, and you can put that wherever you want. So I put it at the very beginning. So it's like, well, I could put these pedals in front of the multi-effector, but it sounds different and it sounds better running them where the guitar's input sees the multi-effector. Even though you'd think it shouldn't be like that with a Rangemaster, because it's that thing where the impedance of the pickup makes up part of the circuit with the Rangemaster. But this is getting into all really complicated, stupid stuff. The point of it is, the Rangemaster it does something really kind of magical to the guitar signal, but it also trims off too much of the bass frequencies. There isn't enough of the like lower mid and bass sound. Makes the guitar too tinny. So right now I'm running 3 pedals on this board. It has a battery pack, but the Rangemaster has a separate internal battery because that's a reverse polarity pedal, because it's germanium transistor. So it's just unbelievably complicated, but you have that germanium Rangemaster, which I can't believe. I mean, I built the silicon Rangemaster and I built the germanium, and there's no contest. The germanium Rangemaster just blows away the silicon Rangemaster. It just has it in spades, and it's not a vintage. It just sounds better. It's crisper. It has more high end. It just does it. Where the silicon version does it too, but it's noticeable to me. I wish it wasn't. I really didn't. I was like, I'm going to build these two, and I'm going to put that germanium one off to the side, or I'll sell it. Because people will buy that stuff. You know what? They don't. People don't. I've tried to sell germanium pedals before on the Craigslist. People don't care. People don't care about it. Anyway, or if they do, they want it. They want to get it from. They want to get it from Robert Keeley. They want to give their $350 to Robert Keeley. So the second, the pedal right after that is an EP booster, an Echoplex booster, and it's kind of a fat boost. It's a clean boost, but it's got the low end to it. And then after that is this. It's a Rev G3, and it's a distortion that really filters. It really has a lot of mid-range filtering for the distortion. And there's some switches on there. There's an anger switch where you can turn it from red to blue or off, and I set that to off. So I'm not giving a lot of it's not getting a lot of fizz, distortion fizz. It's just giving that the tonal filtering. So it's really a tone. The pedals are really just affecting the tone like drastically. Anyway, continuing down that road, the last projects that I set out to do with pedals, I wanted to try there's two full tone pedals that I'm interested in trying. There's the Fat Boost, and there's this thing called the Full Tone 2B, which is a small little thing. I ended up going with the Fat Boost because the 2B only has one knob. The Fat Boost has four, and it has a bass control. So I will be able to tweak to my heart's content. Right now, as a to make up for the fact that the Rangemaster is killing my low end, I'm running the EP boost, and it's working. I very well may end up replacing the EP boost with this full tone Fat Boost. We shall see. So right now the process is we ordered they had a sale, so I ordered these. It's expensive. It's expensive to do it this way. It's like $20 and you get two PCBs shipped to you. So to me it's like building pedals. The only way that it makes sense to do it if you're saving money is if you're building really expensive pedals. Like if you can get what's going to do the job for you off of an auction site, get something imported and get like a $30 or $40 pedal to do the trick. That's the way you want to do it. But it doesn't work out that good for me. Like I got a Klon and it was making noise. I had to cut this chip out of it and solder a different chip into it. I bought a clean boost from them. It was like $20, and it had some unpleasant distortion going on. So it's a waste of $20. Here it sits. What am I going to do with that? Put it for sale for 10? Nobody's going to buy it. I might as well keep it. Who knows? Maybe I'll run into a use for it someday in a rig where it doesn't make the improper, unpleasant distortion. The second PCB that's in here is something that's called the Catlin Bred Naga Viper, and that's a modern take on the Rangemaster. So this is me again trying to ditch the germanium. I have to try it. I've heard people really like this pedal. The Rangemaster typically in its original. The original Rangemaster was just a single knob, okay? This pedal has three. And it's like, again, they give the names, they name the names of the controls like heat, which I'm guessing that's gain. I'm guessing it's master volume, gain, and tone. And instead of the germanium transistor, it uses a silicon 2N2222. So when I had went down this road with the clean boosts, I've always been aware of a Rangemaster. I've always been really curious about that. I always really wanted to build one. So this is me satisfying my lust for knowledge. Now I will have a silicone range master, I will have a germanium range master that's modified, and then I will have the Catlin bred Naga Viper. So I'll be pretty much all set and consider myself fairly knowledgeable when it comes to this circuit and what your options are available as far as like knowing what's up. And then here, this should be the end of the road on the saga with the yellow Strat. I have this yellow Stratocaster that I play. I'm trying to make this guitar do everything, and I had talked about this. This is Guitar Madness. This is a guy that I had bought some pickups from in the past, and I realized, yes, they are a little bit more expensive. Like in this case, I could have went and bought something generic from China and had that shipped in, or the name brand from China. That company, I've gotten 4 bad pickups from them where it wasn't what I ordered. Like I ordered this pickup, it was supposed to be 16K and it comes and it's, or it was supposed to be 14K and it came and it was 9. So I sent it back. They sent me another one. It was 8.5. And this has happened 4 times with that company, which is Fleor. And Fleor, they did not offer what I wanted. I wanted something that was 8. Actually, I really wanted something that was like 12. From knowing what I know about pickups and about this guitar and this setup, what would do the job for me at this point is a 12K pickup and an Alnico 5, because that's what's in there already. I didn't want to put a ceramic pickup in there because right now it's this it's the yellow Strat, and there was originally 3 upgraded Alnico pickups in there that are low output, or the low output ones, and I didn't want to put the 16K Alnico pickup in there because that's a little bit too much of a jump. I didn't want the 8 because that's not significant enough. So I went with a 12. And I looked at Fleor, and they don't sell that. So I know what Fleor sends you, and these screws are actually longer than the ones that Fleor sent me the last time that I got pickups from them. And they send a wiring diagram it's clearly labeled. Fleor doesn't do that. And the pickup wires were soldered together in pairs, but they weren't matching what the pinout said they were supposed to be soldered together in pairs as. And they sent me replacement pickups for the same thing. And it said on the website what the wires were supposed to be soldered together in pairs. 3 pickups, all 3 of them had different wire pairings. So it's like, what's going on? What are you doing? What are you doing? How am I supposed to? How does that make me feel? You know, do I have to go through the process of testing this pickup now? Putting a screwdriver on it and pulling the thing away while I look to see if my meter jumps or inverts. You know, so for me, I'm done with fucking Fleor. I'm done with them. The other thing, this pickup has wax on it. It has wax on the wire. None of those Fleor pickups had wax on them. And they were slightly microphonic. So maybe they did. The road that I went down, and I talked about this on this channel, I said the game we're going to play now is how long before PD removes the hot rail pickup from the Strat. Because I tried to have one guitar to do it all, meaning single humbucker, so I could do my high gain metals, my modern metal tones, and then And again, if you're playing through a Marshall combo, if you've got one sound and it's splatty 70s classic rock all night, you're not, like maybe you tell yourself that you're turning your knobs on the guitar, but if you're that type of guitar player that every time I've ever heard your tone, you sound identical, and it's just kind of undescribable. It's just kind of there. You're not paying attention to what I'm doing here, because I have distinctly different guitar tones in every piece of music. Pretty much. There'll be something going on. The delay times will be different. There'll be a different type of reverb that I use. There's modulation that comes on during the choruses and shuts off during the verses. And it's maybe it's subtle, but that's not the type of guitar player I am. So maybe it's different strokes for different folks. Meaning, if Fleor, if that's great for you, it's not for me, because I went through, like, I got 3 of their pickups that are past the date where I can return them, sitting on my thing now, because they didn't do it for me. I had issues with them. They were muddy. They did not sound good compared to other pickups that I have here. And that's why I'm not buying from Fleor again. And I can't apologize for that, because they screwed me. They kept sending me the wrong impedance pickups. So if you think I'm an idiot, or you're going to come at me, another thing, these wires are thicker. The wiring on the pickup, and for me, it isn't something so much where I'm like, oh wow, that thicker wire is going to give me better tone. It's just it's easier to when I'm dealing with it, when I'm soldering them, I just feel better. It just makes me feel a little better than having the thinnest wire, like really, really, really thin wire, because that's what's on the Fleors. They're really, really, like half as thin as this. And so getting longer screws and longer springs is important. I'm modifying this. I'm going to put I bought a piece of gold foil material, and I bought a cover. So this is going to have it's going to look like a gold foil pickup, even though it's not. And I did some testing with tin foil, and it didn't seem to affect the tone, putting foil in between it. And if it does, it'll take it down a little bit, which is fine, because this is already way hotter. So getting the longer hardware, getting nice thicker wire that's soldered together in proper pairs, it's thicker wire, and then getting a little piece of paper cut out with the pin out on it, being able to email the guy or send an instant message to him and get a response 4 hours later with his recommendation for the pickup. And in that meantime, I had went through everything that he had for sale on his page, and I had come up with 2 choices, and what he recommended was one of them. It was the one that made the most sense. So stacking all of those reasons up against Fleor fucking me 4 times in a row is why I'm cool giving this guy $2 extra for what I first was told is rebadged Chinese shit, but it's not. Guitar Madness pickups are made in the Artec factory in Korea, and they're clearly different. They're not the same as the Fleor. So if you're happy with Fleor, That's fantastic, and we can still be friends. But if you're going to buy something, I don't come on your social media and kind of chew you out or make a bunch of accusations about the company that are not untrue. So that's just something to think about is ethics between guitar players. Like if you've made up your mind that this other company is fucking garbage, if everything that exists in the world is fucking garbage, unless it's what's in your rig right now, maybe we can't be friends because that's some bullshit. And how you could go through your life thinking that's really how it is, that everyone else is wrong and you're the only one that fucking knows. I don't know, man. That sounds like some mental illness to me. It really does. That sounds like you, you need to chill. You need to chill. Shouldn't matter to you what anybody else is doing. It really shouldn't. It really shouldn't. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's mailbag for today. I am waiting on that pickup. There's the shroud, the little guard piece. They're trying to sell them for like $14 for a pair with shipping. Like, dude, this thing, it's a penny worth of aluminum. I ended up paying $4 for it, and the gold material was not cheap. So I got to be really careful when I cut all that and put it together. I'll have to do some test cuts with paper and get the exact measurement of the piece that I need, and then stencil it out and really carefully cut that gold material to try to not fuck it up. And then once I drop that in there and drop the pickup into the ring, then we solder the ring onto the pickup base and then put everything together. And if it makes it stick up a millimeter or so because I'm doing it, very well might. It very well might. This might be a little, but certainly I'm equipped with what I need. I can cut some. I would probably use desoldering braid and use that as filler material along the sides of the pickup to fill the gap in between the pickup base and the trim ring, if that makes sense. And then having those longer screws and springs would be able to take up the slack there where I need it. So yeah, we're going to be installing that pickup in that guitar, and then I have a surplus of pickups. If I ever want to do something different, I can. And I certainly can go to where they all match, where they all look the same if I want. Like if I get tired of that gold, I can just unsolder the trim ring and pull that off of there, and then I can have it look, but I wanted to have that something different. And I think because the saddles on the guitar are brass and the knobs are brass and it's got a gold whammy bar, this gold pickup cover, this gold foil material is really going to kick it off and make for a really interesting, unique look on the guitar, as well as having the headstock painted to match the guitar body. I think it's going to be like the finishing touch, chef's kiss on that guitar. I'm going to be done because I was never really happy with the strap on that guitar. I got a new strap on it that it looks cool, and that guitar, really a lot of the decisions that I made about that were about looks, which we're using that for video. So yeah, still looking for a micro bass for my wife. That's the one thing I really would like to get. But as far as gear goes, I'm pretty much done. We have what we need, and I certainly have no shortage of songs. Although you could accuse me of being a one-trick pony because my stuff sounds the same. But there's 16 new pieces, and you guys are definitely going to want to check that out. So I will see you guys around soon. You take care of yourselves. Try to stay cool. Hug your pets. And peace.